Hi, my name is George Stevens. I am the lead guitar player for the Rumba Kings band. I also play bouzouki in the band and co-writer of a lot of the songs in the show. And I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. Moved up here to Edmonds, Washington about 10 years ago. I come from a long line of musicians dating back to my great-grandfather, who was a violinist. My grandfather was a mandolinist. My father was a brilliant accordion player. Pretty much everybody in my family are musically talented and gifted. It kind of just came like second nature to me. It was like when I was a kid, my dad bought me a guitar and he just told me learn how to play it. No lessons, no nothing. It was just kind of, it was just the way it was in our family. When we got together for family get-togethers, it was 15 guitars and 20 singers. It was amazing.
My name is Johnny Bacolas. I'm the band's producer, bassist, and one of the primary co-songwriters along with George Stevens. I was born in Seattle, Washington, and am of Greek descent. Most people know me from the rock world, most notably a band called Second Coming, which was signed to Capitol Records. However, I've always had two musical passions growing up. One of them, of course, was rock music. The other one was music of the Gypsy Kings, Yanni, and other instrumental music such as those bands. I fell in love with strings early on with Elton John, Barry Manilow, a lot of the music from the 70s, which really inspired me, and I was drawn to the string arrangements in those songs. This has always been a band that I wanted to form. It's been a dream of mine since I was 19, and this is what I've ultimately wanted to do with my life.
I'm Josh Kossak, and I play drums. Well, I'm 34 years old. I started playing when I was about 3 years old, so I've been playing for about 31 years. Lived in LA for 6 years, did the LA scene for a while, went to school out there. Ultimately made my way back to Washington, where I've been doing session works out here and teaching and gigs and studio stuff.
My name is Mohamed, and I am from Egypt. I was born and raised in Cairo, Egypt, and I moved to Seattle about 8 years ago.
It's going to go from a wide range of different music. It's going to go from high energy to get you up on your feet and dancing to real emotional, passionate music. It's a roller coaster ride.
Wow, a lot. So we've been working on a lot of things, and even before I joined the band, this show is 2 years in the making right now. This show has been moved from 2020 to 2021, and there's 2 years worth of work have been put in this show, and whether it's new music, whether it's previous music by Rumba Kings that have been enhanced by adding more orchestric versions of it. So it's gonna be majestic.
In our prior shows, we were basically a 5 to 6 piece band. We've now added a string quartet. They're called arcobaleno strings. In my opinion, the finest string quartet in the state of Washington, possibly in the country. And we've added several new musicians to the group. We've extended the performance time from about an hour and a half to, well, getting close to 3 hours. And I assure you, there's not a dull moment in the show. We've also added some new segments to the show, which are absolutely gorgeous.
I think people should expect an actual full production. It's not just like a regular gig going out to see some random band. There's a lot of preparation here. There's a lot of thought through this. Everything flows together, so expect a show, expect a production.
Yeah, the lockdown phase for us was, I think, was pretty important for us. We've learned a lot. We've kind of taken our music and put it underneath a microscope, and we've fine-tuned every element of every song down to the last notes. incorporating new songs, incorporating new musicians. We took advantage of that time fairly well to enhance our show, our music, and our performance.
During the lockdown phase of the pandemic, as the music director of the shows, I reached out to my entire team and let them know that George and I have been having discussions about putting the entire show under a microscope and really taking it to another level, really fine-tuning what we're doing on stage. A lot of the pieces that we perform live were really made up on the spot through all the gigs that we've been doing over the last couple years. And we just kept it going. We never really sat down and looked at what we were doing. We just kind of kept going with it. And this time around, we really put a lot of thought into the details in each of the segments, each of the solo sections. There's still a lot of improv soloing going on, and there's still a lot of spontaneity. We just made the show, we made it more powerful. We really put our brains into it.
This show now is a little different than the last shows that we've done before, starting with new music, and the music that we've played before has been enhanced by new musicians, adding new elements to the songs, such as breakdowns and solos, and things of that nature. This is a revamped show, which was great before, but it's at a totally different level now.
The difference with this show is primarily the new musicians we're bringing into the show, the addition of the quartet, and we've extended the set list from about an hour and a half to almost 3 hours. Also, with respect to these shows, we're bringing in our mixing engineer on our recorded music, Martin Fevier, to mix the live sound, which will be a huge improvement to other shows you've seen us perform at.
The set is a bit more different, and I think just the preparation for this has been more intense. So I think this will probably be the tightest show that we've done together. And I think it'll definitely be the best show that we've done so far.
The shows moving forward are definitely going to progress. They're definitely going to get better and better as we go. We're going to incorporate more musicians. We have a quartet right now as far as strings go, but that's going to grow into a full orchestra eventually. A live piano player on stage, a full horn section on stage. The show is going to be world class. I mean, I don't think that anybody has a show the way we have it right now, but it's going to get even better than what it is.
Moving forward, the shows will look very similar to what we're doing now. The only difference is we're going to keep expanding on them. And when I say expanding, I mean we're going to add more musicians, more segments, change the set list up a little bit, but it'll be, the crux of it will be very similar to what it is right now, just bigger. When I say adding more segments, George once said it best in an interview where he said, our goal is to take people on a trip around the Mediterranean. We're going to introduce something different to the show that we've never done before. We're going to introduce a QR code program. This flyer will be on every table with a QR code on it. By taking a picture of this QR code, you'll access the concert program and you'll be able to follow the show in real time. The set list will be laid out in set 1 and set 2, and you could literally follow us in real time as we're going down the set list. Each song will have a hyperlink to it. So when you get home, and for instance, if you like song number 3, you can click on it and it'll import into your Apple Music library. You'll also be able to buy tickets to our March 25th and 26th shows at the Triple Door, which I highly recommend doing since they're already starting to sell. You'll also be able to leave a review of the show, which is really important to us if we move you emotionally. There's nothing that artists like us appreciate more than your honest feedback. And again, it really helps us spread the word to people who haven't seen the show. Of course, there'll be links to our social media, our mailing list, You'll be able to read the band biography, and you'll be able to meet the musicians who are on the stage, since there'll be several new faces up there.
We released a single recently that is called "Dance with Me," and the origin of that song was an instrumental that I had written that was called "Gypsy's Tear," and Johnny had written words to that song, so it became a vocal song, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a masterpiece.
The newest single we released is a song called "Dance with Me." George Stevens wrote the music to it, and I wrote the lyrics to it. When I was in Greece this summer here, just a few weeks ago, I would give it to DJs on a USB drive. These DJs were at the most beautiful beach bars in Mykonos. And as I was sitting there having a drink or having my coffee, I would hear it being played, on the big system and stuff, and just sitting there having a drink, looking at the sunset, on Mykonos was an amazing experience. The people that were there loved it. I mean, honestly, the song is absolutely perfect for that environment. And when I was writing the lyrics, when I produced this music, that's exactly what I envisioned. The actual video for this song is called Milamu. The Greek version is called Milamu, featuring Sophie Alexandrou. And that one I did shoot on Santorini. This is the English version called "Dance with Me."
Baby, dance with me. Feels like I'm dreaming ecstasy. Dancing by the sea, my love, just you and me. I'm so in love with you.
Oh, it's awesome. It has been, so far it's been an amazing ride. Even though I have not been on stage with these guys yet, but I can only imagine what it's gonna be like. This band is on a whole other level than anything else. It's the music that we play is really fits what I like, what I listen to generally, and what I like to play as well. And I'm super excited to be part of that.
So Mohamed was a new addition to our band. We kind of met on social media, and during lockdown we were kind of going through the set list remotely over Skype meetings and FaceTime and things like that. And we would send him the music, and we would do FaceTime meetings of how to play the songs. And it's been amazing how that works. The advancements of technology, I guess, but. We've really taken advantage of that opportunity we had there, and it's been great. And now we're actually meeting up and playing together, and it's been amazing.
The newest addition to the band is guitarist Mohamed Hussein. I was fortunate enough to meet Mohamed about 8 months ago, and we clicked immediately, started working together, and we were working together via FaceTime, and I would send him music. He would record his guitar parts, send them back to me, and George and I would review them, and that's how he basically learned the entire show this way. It's taken about 8 months, but he's an incredible asset to the band, class act guy, and we're really thrilled to have him in the band and on the front line with us.
Well, my experience as a rhythm guitarist before has definitely helped me prepare for this, but since I joined the band and I started listening to the songs, I've been rehearsing every day since there are 30 songs in this set, or I think over 30 songs in the show, so there is a lot to get down, and they are all really fun to play, and yeah, just rehearsing every day, getting everything to be as perfect as it can be.
think more than anything else, I am looking forward to being on stage with all these guys again. It's been just way too long. With how crazy this last year was, it'll just be nice to finally be on stage with the Rumba Kings again.
I'm actually very excited to be on stage with world-class musicians. Whether like it is really a full orchestra. There is the violin section, there is the percussion section, we have drums, there is saxophone player, and me, the rhythm guitar and bass, and of course George soloing. And well, I'm honored to be on stage with this kind of musicians, and it is a dream come true.
In closing, I want to thank KNKX, especially Brenda and Robin, for always being with us during our shows and getting behind the shows, promoting the shows, and supporting us like they have been. Thank you so much, KNKX and Brenda and Robin. Also a big thanks to Scott, Scott at the Triple Door, who I work very closely with. And also, of course, my entire team, Arco Boleno Strings, and Rachel Nesvig, for all the hard work they've put into these shows, and the determination and the passion that they have for putting on the best shows imaginable.